Introduction. My book Timeless Tweets 2000 of May 2021, which contains a commentary on life in over 2,000 tweets, is presented as videos in YouTube. This is Sonasuk video. Video 43, Chapter 25 of ebook. Justice is a mysterious concept, and Department of Justice is a mysterious product. Perfect justice is an utopian dream. It does not exist anywhere, not even in the forest, where God's law prevails, unsullied by man's presence. The regard a man gets in society often varies inversely as the esteem in which he is held at home. When it comes to family, public interest is a liability and not forte. If Corona takes 50% of the time of government, the courts take the other half. The obsession of courts with justice is extraordinary and cannot be justified in the midst of realities of the world. Justice is not inbuilt in nature. All are equal is farthest from being true. There is nothing similar between different persons, only dissimilarity in every aspect: physical structure, capacity, mental prowess, etc. Obsession with justice cannot justify travesty of truth. You can't criticize the judiciary even in the most polite manner. But strangely, they are the ones who zealously guard our freedom of speech. Probably there is some technicality here, which is not clear to everybody. If Corona specialists continue to harp on safe distance between individuals, at all times and under all circumstances, the price of double cots will drop significantly. And population specialists will have a sigh of relief. Thanks to vast strides in science and technology, cinema has a tremendous influence on viewers. Particularly, more than the story writers, songwriters, music directors, technicians of all sorts, financiers and producer, all of whom contribute to the creation of the product. It is the hero who gets a lion's share in monetary returns and popularity. This gives them great lead in democratic nations with voting rights to one and all. The result is more keenly felt in some states than in others. The results are there for all to see. It is customary in storytelling to reserve climax till the end. But in real life, one must first mention the most imp thing, and then follow it up with inner details. Some people have a tendency to do just the opposite. Whatever the incurable optimists may say, thanks to the corona pandemic, the days are so bad, and the forecast for the future is so bleak, that rightly speaking, one should be worried to hear news of birth these days. The baby's future? The digital age is taking its toll. Political parties all over India are going for digital advertising and methods of propaganda. Today, if, for e.g., all unwanted elements form a political party and engage a digital expert for powerful advertisement and deft manipulation of minds for a few hundred crores of rupees, they are very likely to win with a majority. This is undesirable manipulation of democracy. Unless nipped in the bud, danger lies ahead. Money spent on digital onslaught on a large body of ill-informed, semi-literate or illiterate and easily mold-able minds is more effective in elections than bribing the voters who may either honor the commitment or junk it. Sending criminals to jail, if intended to inflict pain, without being cruel, makes some sense. But to think that it has also the sober effect of reformation, that is a stupid idea. Some of our politicians go in and out of jail. Not that it has a sober effect on them. Election Commission, Tamil Nadu was rapped by Madras High Court for not having thoughtfully postponed elections during Corona time. Supreme Court ordered that elections to local bodies in TN must be conducted by September 15, as constitutional mandate should not be violated. 2 loot 19 ATMs with unique tricks. News report TOI/23 June 2021. Mind you, not one or two. Offenses multiply. Officials struggle. Criminals nabbed. Painstakingly charge sheeted. Defense by capable/unpled lawyers. Laws considerate to criminals. 20th ATM in the offing. Heart is associated with kindness, and rightly so. That is the only part of the body, when it fails, which ensures that you don't suffer in this world anymore, unless interfered with by cardiologists, though with the good intention of extending your lifespan. If one has suspicion of a serious ailment, undergoes a variety of tests at huge cost, and finds that all results are fine, should he celebrate the day of getting the results, or curse the day of getting the doubt? Justice in batches, justice delayed is justice denied, goes the proverb, and we take it easy. There is also a grievance that while small crime gets punished quickly, big crimes take unduly long to get confirmed, as for instance when searches in 100 places are involved during this period, the big shot moves in and out of on parole. This situation can perhaps be remedied with a system of justice in parts. For instance, in very big cases, why not collect evidence in a few cases, and award a punishment based on a limited trial supported by that evidence, and then continue further investigation. After that, the trial can be continued and the jail term extended, or upgraded to death penalty as the occasion may warrant. It is strange but sadly true that the not-so-bright enslave the brainy in public life, with the help of intellectual tools created by the latter. Information technology is at the root of it all. Strange but true, we are excited to hear bad news. Not that we love bad news, but nevertheless excited, if not eager. That is why bad news get viral, whereas good news withers in no time. As popularity grows, more and more people want to see you than you are eager to see. The magic of cinema lies in making you believe in what you see, though you may full well know that it is not at all true. This imperceptibly made unfortunate inroad into real life, in some parts of India particularly, lifting heroes of the stage to real-life heroes. A popular man wants to see masses, while the masses yearn to see him in private. The disappearance of family photographs from walls of the house, for being tucked inside discreet folders, that are put to sleep in elegant cupboards, signifies a marked deterioration in cohesion and attachment in family life. Sad and lamentable. There is a division of powers between Government of India and the states, as envisaged in the Constitution of India. Probably, there is a similar division of powers between God and the Goths. God is in charge of movement of planets, weather changes, including extreme calamities, growth and death of living organisms, etc. Other minor matters like the lot of individual beings on planet Earth, all misery including, are all left to the discretion of elected representatives, is our misfortune. The constitution of the universe needs to be amended. Some losses you can regret and forget. But some vexing questions, with no answer ever found, are bound to torment the mind, unless suppressed by chemical remedies that can solve your problem of concern, without solving the problem itself. Those who are lucky enough not to have any problems, broadly fall into two categories. Some use all their time to enjoy life to the brim. Some others are concerned with the fate of others. Many leave the world without a trace. Some leave their trace behind either as a name to remember with reverence, or a name to dread and curse. Some take life easy. Some take it seriously. It is all a question of choice, some believe. But not so it is entirely. Circumstances must also be conducive. There is a vast diff between asking how my dress looks and how I look in this dress. The credit goes to the dressmaker in the first case and to your body in the second case. An ebook has wide reach. But a printed book has wider appeal, perhaps due to its physical presence, closer proximity, and ready availability. There can be no peace in life if law and order is not maintained by government. But a government has its limitations in terms of availability of manpower and finance in this regard, not to speak of possible public reaction. So excessive emphasis by courts on freedom of speech and right to protest will create undue strain on government. It is no easy job to take into police custody thousands, even if it is for a day. Liberal court judgments have a tendency to nullify the punitive content in law and make life of law-abiding citizens miserable. To advise on a subject, you must know not only the subject, but also the person advised. Otherwise, things can go awry. A responsible person has multiple roles to play. A householder for the family, a national for the country, a citizen for the world, and a devotee for God. Some manage to ignore all the roles. Reports of crime are recd daily in plenty. Relatively, reports of punishment are pretty rare. Particularly, we don't hear of death penalty, because of a stupid misunderstanding that it is harsh/cruel, and should be resorted to rarely. Actually, 10-year jail term is harsher. Technology has brought in benefits in every conceivable field except politics, where it has worked to the contrary. Very sad. In any sensitive matter, if the concerned person does not speak, everybody else will start speaking. Crime is regular and frequent. Punishment is rare and mild, thanks to our obsession with some obsolete concepts like rights for all, equality before law, and the like. If criminals are hanged without sentiment, public at large can live a peaceful life which they deserve. You can't expect saintly behavior from police personnel, because they are trained to handle all types of men, including the unruly. Saints cannot be suddenly asked to lathi charge or shoot. Sale of successful products can be satisfying. Sale of an idea that has ready appeal can be thrilling. Some decide on their own. Some others consult others for everything. And there is a hybrid variety. They do what they want, but consult others all the same. A man who believes in God attributes everything to God, whether he goes up or down. But the man who does not believe takes credit when he does well, but curses God when things go wrong. There is a world of diff between looking up to God as a savior of self and as a savior of mankind. Former can perhaps be defended, but the latter belief is diff to sustain. Intense faith arises from a firm belief that you are at the center of the universe, and God is continuously monitoring your well-being, suitably manipulating all circumstances to your advantage, and protecting you always. How selfish! Oh my God! All that exists is a sure pointer to God, but all that happens, obviously with His knowledge, cast a shadow on His management of affairs on earth. Solid example: opulence of politicians. You don't challenge anything you don't think exists. This applies to the concept of God also. Belief crippled by an array of assailing doubts. A sad tune may fit in well only for a tragic situation in a film. In real life, it will only intensify the misery. Meek submission breeds free exploitation. Resist and revolt, and there it ends. Some are in the habit of free transmission of their grief through repetitive recapture of unsavory experiences, and there are people who meekly lend their ears. Relief for one and grief for the other. Relief through sharing. Okay. But not favored by advocates of sophistication. Science and technology have unleashed on man an endless variety of limitless enjoyment, mostly free, sowing the seeds of habit-forming practices that devour most of his time, with the result that he is left with little or no time to think of others. Aversion to advice is the case with youngsters today. So in old age, if you can't stand the sight, you can stop seeing. God has thoughtfully provided eyelids. A.Gomatanagam Gomez17@gmail.com https://www.mfair.in